this motherfucking bag. Stand out the way, I mate. Sacrificing time for this shit, man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago, they ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool, I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace, I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend, we should try again. You been on my mind, you should hop in. I ain't gon' hurt you, baby girl, you know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that I...
Reporting live from the liquor store, man. And when all three of us come together, man, it's Cowboys UnCut.
It's Goddess.
West Coast Cowboy in the middle, the Kanye West of this content stuff.
And I'm a day one type of girl. Ain't nothing wishy-washy over here. I don't jump around, stick to one side. Yeah, the silver, the blue, we got them in their feelings. That star on the field, come pay the D a visit. They say it's hatred, is it? I call it hate and simping. Cause if we wasn't that hating, they wouldn't be in our business. Listen, West Coast say the water tastes better. The fan base go harder, and all the ladies get wetter. Yeah, that's how it is when you straight reppin' for Dallas. We get it in the trap, and landlord tell us what's happening. No explanations in no shape, form, or fashion. When Henny drop the stats, ain't nothing else to be asking. Them numbers don't lie, that's why your argument dry. And we still got them rings, you got your eyes on our prize. Whether an eagle, a giant, or a commando, you in the parking lot crying, we in the Lambo, we stay in our bag, we run it up in the draft. You still talking about the 90s, so who's stuck in the past? Get off me, and I'ma need you 6 feet back. And we ain't hearing nothing till your team beat that. And we ain't scared of running. So one team over here is Cowboys, believe that. Yeah, this you got is the poet. Big up West Coast Cowboy, HTM Sports, and Landlord from Alabama. Y'all check them boys out, man. Don't play around with the Cowboys content. Yeah, and you know it's DC, yeah, DC4L. All day, every day.
My dear Aunt Sally, we is at the P right now. We gotta go to free agency, then we gotta go to draft, then we can talk about training camp.
And Stephen Jones, who's also a multi-millionaire, moves and feels like a what? Like a dude that is got $15 in his bank account.
We finna come marching to Dallas with our picket signs, ticket torches, everything we can find.
And we are live, man. What's good with y'all folks, man? It's your boy, Henny the Moore, reporting live from the liquor store, man. And with me and my boys combined are Cowboy Powers. We become Cowboys UnCut, the most unfiltered, unadulterated Cowboy show in the nation, man. And hey, y'all know the usual suspects, man. They're both reporting live from secret locations right now. I got Landlord, the nefarious one in the building, man. And I got Kanye, West Coastamine at the very bottom, man. How y'all boys living?
I'm good, man. I'm just trying to figure out what my damn phone won't turn on, bro.
Well, hey, in your words, man, we be building planes while they in the air, so we gonna work it out, man. We gonna work it out.
Absolutely, man. We good over here, you know, trying to get it in, man. What we got going on in Cowboy land?
Now, the three of us never got the opportunity to talk about this 53-man roster or anything, right? Because I don't even know how y'all feel about our actual team. Because, you know, up until recently, we were just projecting who would actually be out here taking reps, doing this, doing that. It's official now. You know what I'm saying? So I actually want to talk to my boys about how y'all feeling about the Dallas Cowboys roster going into week 1 with the personnel that we have on deck.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, and we can see you.
All right, for sure.
For sure. And hey, salute to everybody out there, man. I see Miss Regina Green with the green in the building. Azteca Aguala 04, Little Baby 38, Desmond Ironman, aka Tony Stark, Toxic Tom. Who else in the building with us, man? I see John Jones, Jeff Branham, Thomas Olson, Man, y'all deep out here, man. So, hey, everybody that's already in the liquor store, everybody that's already on the West Coast, everybody that's already in the trap, man. We need y'all to please hit those like buttons, please hit those share buttons, and please slap the shit out of an Eagles fan while you got an opportunity, man. Because if you're able to find one, I will give you half off on all the merchandise inside the liquor store. And you know, we got exactly what you need to succeed over here, man. We got cow burritos, we got gin, we got hen, and everything else under the sun that can make you sin.
Mm.
Now, see, I see Wes setting everything up. This man done broke the phone down. He rebuilt the
My phone won't
computer
turn on,
processor.
bro.
Did it overheat on you, or did the battery
I
just get
don't
real
know,
low?
bro. I have no clue, bro.
We gonna work through it, kinfolk. We gonna work through it. So, hey, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and start showing the rosters. That way, y'all can manipulate what y'all need to manipulate, and we'll just have this conversation. So let's just start. These are going to be the offensive players on the Dallas Cowboys' initial 53-man roster. Right. So we got the quarterbacks. Remember, I said all three quarterbacks were going to make it. Dak Prescott, Cooper Rush, Trey Lance. And remember, I said they always going to do it like this because the NFL really, 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 really wants you to have three quarterbacks on your team. They really do. They do not want to have a repeat of what happened to the 49ers in the playoff game a couple years ago. They don't want a running back out there quarterbacking. So Dak, Cooper Rush, and Trey Lance, all three made an active roster. To start off on your active roster, Rico Dow. Hold on, I'm gonna mute this for just 1 second because I hear an echo.
Concerned about what happened in that Denver Broncos game. Just think about this: the Denver Broncos had to play a wide receiver at quarterback because they didn't have one on their team. Remember? And
Yeah, I
then
remember that.
no, and it's funny because they didn't have a problem when the Denver Broncos did it, but as soon as the 49ers did it, which was a playoff team, oh, and then they want to change the rule. But
I remember that.
they literally let a young kid go out there and play quarterback who had never played quarterback in his life, bruh. And
Well, he
that
played
little
quarterback in high school. That was the
he
only
played,
like he
bruh,
played quarterback in high school.
bruh, listen to me. Playing quarterback in high school and now you're in the NFL, you've
That's
never played
crazy.
quarterback in your life, bruh. That's a you know what I mean? That's a totally different beast, bruh.
Yeah, you listen. They just said he played quarterback. You don't know this man was running wing T.
You don't know if he was you don't know if he was playing rec ball. And think about this. Obviously, he was a good quarterback, but he wasn't good enough because he didn't go play quarterback in college. That boy went play a receiver in college, man. They made that boy be a starting quarterback in the NFL. And think about this. He didn't even get paid like one for a game. He was just a regular dude that got killed, bro.
Well, hey, he did get a roster bonus for playing the position. They did give him a
Yeah, and he had
bonus.
to use it at the medical tent on the way out.
They wore his ass out.
That boy got killed, bro.
Now I am gonna say this. Now this is completely off subject.
As
They
a matter
get
of fact,
him.
I got $10 off a jersey. Somebody can tell me what the name of that quarterback was. $10 off the jersey. Jersey $80. You get the jersey be $70. If you can put it in the comment box, what was the name of that young? And I'll tell you, he was a black man too, young black quarterback who got his ass whipped in that game so that they wouldn't have to cancel. And then they ended up losing the game anyway. It made no
I,
sense.
I mean, I was gonna say they didn't do him no favors. They weren't calling screens or nothing for that
Nothing. They
man.
didn't even they could have just let him Michael Vick the whole game because the boy is fast.
Yeah, they ain't do nothing to help that man out. But man, disregard that because that's their folly. We got to talk about these running backs now. So
And my
Wes,
phone's charging too, so I'm back in the game all the way. I'm 100% here now.
all right, we Gucci then, man. We Gucci. So Wes, these are
Hey
your
man, stop the presses. Hey, stop the presses. Get this boy Vic Winston out of here. He is bad luck. He is terrible luck. I just want to make sure we know that he is not a Cowboys fan. He is
that's your
all
partner, ain't
cap.
it?
Yeah, yeah. I told you he
Who?
the Birmingham version of Drake. He is all bad luck, man. So
Who?
hey, do not pay him no mind, man. That's
His
my guy though.
his homeboy in the chat box, he said he the Birmingham Drake. That's gotta be a damn CD title.
But he be knocking other dudes females down out there just to
Nah,
just
he
to talk about
bad
them in
luck
the
when it
song.
comes to sports.
Oh,
Any
I thought he
team
was
he
one of
go
those.
for gonna lose.
I thought he was one of those meet your girl at the mall and then say hi to her, fall in love with her at first sight, and make videos about it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, nah. We ain't
That's the
gonna
type
put
of stuff Drake do.
we gonna put
Drake
that on
meet
Vic.
Hey,
Nah,
Drake meets your girl at a picnic, lock eyes with her for 30 seconds and make a whole album about her.
look,
Talking about she was the one he's missed all his life, bro. You only met her 30 seconds, bro.
he literally do this on purpose. He'll any team he want to lose, like he don't like Bama. He a Florida fan. Well, he a Miami fan. So when Bama play, he'll change his profile picture to Bama and hope we lose. He is toxic, man. We ain't got
So
time for
this
that.
man know he bad luck and he using it for all the wrong reasons.
Yes, absolutely.
I ain't gonna lie, he sound like a solid dude to me. He just got the wrong colors on. You know what I'm saying? We
Man,
need he can get that blue and silver, and we need more fans like that. It sounds like he qualified to be a Raider fan. I love Raider fans. They got all that passion for a sorry ass team. That is crazy, man.
He
R.P.
Raider fans,
retired.
Deshaun
listen,
Dare.
He'll
y'all
R.P.
want to come.
Deshaun Dare, man.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I was thinking about too. Like these Raider fans, y'all some of the most. I feel sorry because y'all know y'all in the same division as the Chiefs. Like, come on. Like, I'm gonna tell you who the most. Sorry, I gotta have this conversation. It's only with 30 seconds up front. The two most
I'm
delusional
counting
fans.
too.
The two most delusional fans in all football. You know who it is? The Raiders and the damn Chargers. Man, I had a Charger fan telling me, man, I got $100 and say y'all won't win the division. I said, you know what? I'll take that bet. But I want to know what y'all gonna do in your division, bro. Like y'all got Patrick Mahomes twice a year if you don't sit it down and knock it off, bro. So
Exactly.
yeah, I did take those two bets. I ain't gonna lie. So I got 200. All Cowboys got to do is win the division. I got $200 coming. And
Hey,
these dudes pay. These dudes pay. And
we'll
they
win
was
the
a Chargers
division.
fan. It was a Raider fan. They said all we got to do is win the division.
Now listen, you missed the run the damn ball. I want to ask you about this running back room, man. Like, how do you feel going to the season with Rico, Deuce Vaughn, and Zeke being your running back stable?
I mean, I like it because you actually are making a room that's gonna compete. No one is getting the job by default. Last year, you gave Rico the job by default because Tony Pollard wasn't 100% himself, and then when Tony Pollard was 100% himself, he really wasn't 100% himself because you can't rehab during the middle of the season. That's basically what Tony Pollard was doing last night. So we didn't even get the best, like the Tony Pollard we paid for the $8 million. Tennessee's going to get him this year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that was our number one running back, wasn't 100%. So then a guy like Rico Dowd, who I do like, got put in the role. It was crazy because they didn't really even play him. We didn't really have a running back room last year. Last year was just basically let's see if we can get 1,000 yards without paying for it. That's what I honestly think last year was. Like, let's see if we can get to how close we can get to 1,000 yards without paying for it. And then they were like, oh yeah, we can't do that. So now, what do I think about my room? I think, listen to me. I made a video 3 years ago when Dalvin Cook got released from the Minnesota Vikings saying that he should be a Dallas Cowboy. So, I've been asking for I'm not saying I've been asking for him, but because I haven't necessarily said, oh, I have said I want Dalvin Cook, but it's always been the best available what's been out there. So he's been the best. He's been a good available running back for the last 2 years. And I'm all for anybody that does not hurt my team. So I don't see how this hurts my team in any way. Like, even if he don't play a down, like, even if Dalvin Cook does not play a down for the Dallas Cowboys, I don't see how him being on the team hurts my team because Deuce Vaughn can learn from him. Some of my backup guys can learn from him, even if he doesn't play a down from us. So I like the room. You can only give the ball to one person. So, Ezekiel Elliott, Dalvin Cook will be my headliners. Deuce Vaughn is going to be we're blowing guys out so you can go get some reps type of guy. And then who's my last guy? Listen to me, the fullback. Listen, bro, it's not that I don't like you. It's just that I don't feel I need you. So if you can prove to me that I need you, I promise you I'll talk better about you. I just don't feel that I need you. You know what I'm saying? So I like you, but I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts on the fullback. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. I would rather have an extra linebacker or defensive tackle than a fullback. So it's not that I don't like you, Luke. I just don't.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how he kind of like a made man without really even
Yeah,
doing a
bro. Like, what
whole
did
lot.
you do?
He ain't even did nothing. Like,
Nothing, bro.
but see now that right there, I told him this the other.
Did they shoot my boy? Did he get hit by a train? And my boy,
Who?
not West, landlord. That man, I heard train noises, and then he disappeared. Like, oh, they done got my boy. But I'll go ahead and speak since they done assassinated landlord for the time being. But he does resurrect all the time. He'll be back. But
He just like Bruce back.
yeah, he'll bounce. He'll blip back into existence like on the Avengers movie. But man, I don't have a problem with the running back room as currently constructed because it could be worse. You know what I'm saying? Like the running back room could be 100% worse than it is right now. I know people are upset about not getting a marquee name running back, but at the time that they made this running back room, there wasn't really any guys left. You know, they let the marquee guys sign because they were never going to invest that much money into them anyway. And then we got what we got. We got Ezekiel Elliott, we got Rico Dow, and we did get on the practice squad we did get Dalvin Cook. And what's crazy is if we had signed Dalvin Cook last offseason, right off his 1,100-yard year, nobody would be saying anything bad about Dalvin Cook. It's because he went to the Jets and didn't really play much. Only had 6 or 7 carries. Now they're speaking on Dalvin Cook like he's completely washed, and I think it's closer to the middle. Do I still think he's the 1,100-yard guy we saw 2 years ago? Probably not, but I also don't think he's as bad as what you've seen with the Jets, given their situation and what they had to work with. So I like the running back room as a whole, and I do agree with y'all because they don't really even use Hunter Lukey like that for him to have a penciled in roster spot. I would understand if you were going to smash mouth football and you just needed a very good fullback. I don't even know he's a good fullback yet.
You don't even know if he's a good fullback.
Do you think? Do you think Josh Ball passed the naked pictures to Hunter Lipkit? That what you think? What happened?
Man, Josh Ball kept some of them. He got back on the practice squad.
Oh man, he's still here.
He's still here.
I thought he was finally gone. Oh, damn.
Yeah, nah, he's still here. He's still thriving. Like Josh Ball is good. Josh Ball seemed like he got the best gig in the National Football League.
Before I got cut off, I was just basically saying it's politics all around. You know, Mike McCarthy. We know the Joneses got their own politics, but Mike McCarthy, like, man, I got my own biased players too. And I think it's obvious that it's Schoonmaker and Hunter Lipkin. He wanna play with a fullback. Them his guys.
Yeah. I mean, listen, one thing that they do, if you're the highest paid undrafted free agent that they signed, you're making the team. Because Hunter Lukey was the highest paid UDFA that they gave money to last year. And then Brevin Spanford was the highest paid undrafted free agent they gave money to this year. They both made the team. And I like the athletics standpoint of Spanford, but I don't think he really produced in the preseason like that to have him penciled in. Like I understand the upside and I understand the situation that he had, but I didn't really see much out the boy this preseason, bro.
It wasn't much to see. Like we just going off potential. We know that he's the prototypical size for a tight end. He's actually bigger. He got the size and the strength and the speed and the athleticism. We just ain't seen nothing. That's all it is.
Yep. And it is what it is, man. Like you said, like they're at the back end of the roster. But specifically brought up Spanford. This is our tight end room. Let's just move down the list, man. We knew Jake was gonna make it. Luke Schoonmaker is a made man based solely on his draft position. He was a second-round pick, and they are not giving up on him after 1 year. They might give up on him next year, but they're not giving up on their second-round pick after a singular season. Now, we seen other teams cut their third-round pick because Byron Murphy got cut by somebody who was a third-round pick for a team last year. Dallas Cowboys said, F that. We gonna see if you can do something for us. And that's why I feel like Schoonmaker is there. John Stevens, I like John Stevens. I really do. He concerned me a little bit with putting the ball on the ground, but outside of that, he had a pretty solid preseason. And then, like I said, with Spanford, like didn't really get a lot of opportunities, especially with who was throwing him the football. It is what it is. Also, Zombie BBL Drizzy Cowboy Lover is a very nefarious ass name, but we do appreciate you for your support because you a real one. For sending one of my boys a $4.99 super chat. He said, I would have liked Frank Gore Jr. off the waivers, a young, fresh backfield, but politics will play a role. I'm a little pressed of them letting Wood go, which is also true. And I
Yeah, I
think
just found out the waivers go in the same order as
Draft
the
picks.
draft.
yeah, the
Yeah,
draft. So the
so
Dallas Cowboys
the
had to put him in
likelihood of
priority.
us getting them is pretty slim.
But this is the thing, like the he went back to the Bills. He went back to the Bills. They had a lower priority than we did. So if we actually wanted him, we could have got him. Like he got cut by the Bills and he made it back to the Bills. I think he went unclaimed in matter of fact. So I don't even know they even tried to get the man. But knowing that they had Dalvin Cook in the building for a workout, I don't think they even cared about putting in waivers for another running back. They were finna sign a veteran one right there.
Yeah, I
So
don't think so either.
yeah, 'cause the timing was wrong. Had he not already been in the building working out, impressing the Dallas Cowboys, I'm sure they would have put a waiver claim in for somebody. But it just didn't fall that way. And I like Frank Gore Jr. I wouldn't have minded if he was one of our undrafted free agents this year. But it is what it is.
Yeah,
But
I had him
Lan,
penciled in as an undrafted free agent too.
yeah, Lan, I do want to know your feeling about the tight end room as a whole, though, my guy. I know, so I know that there's a lot of Game of Thrones politics being played with positions, and really
Hey,
tight end is one of them.
somebody said an Eagles corner just went down.
Bradbury, but he was playing. Bradbury moved to safety, so technically they
He's
didn't
not
lose him
good. He's
there.
not really good though. I ain't gonna lie. Not no capping on him, but Bradbury, yeah,
Not anymore.
but
Like
he's not good anymore.
he had the All Pro season. He's older, man. He's an older back. Like
You over 30, right?
I think so. A corner done lost it when they moved from cornerback to
For
safety.
safety, unless you're Charles Woodson.
Unless you're Charles Woodson, that man had like 2 Hall of Fame careers doing that.
Yeah, he led the league in interceptions at corner. I mean, at safety.
Yeah, he a bad man. He said, "Nah, we don't want Bradbury, dog. We got good safeties. We got
No, I
take
wouldn't want Bradbury to say, man, we listen. There's so much film on Cowboys receivers tearing his ass up. Like Cowboys receivers have had a really good time with Bradbury. Like a couple guys have caught him slipping.
I agree.
I know CD Lamb wore his ass. Amari wore his ass out too.
The Dallas Cowboys. I mean, remember, nobody cared about Bradbury before he went to the Eagles. So when he was on the Giants getting baptized, nobody said anything.
Yeah, he's been in our division a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You were asking me about the tight ends.
Yeah.
I feel confident about the tight ends, actually. I'm not surprised they kind of gave it away last year that John Stevens was gonna get in there. But I like the top 3 for sure. You know what I'm saying? Bird, John Stevens Jr., and I like Schoonmaker as far as blocking and stuff go. I think he might take a step this year. I don't know how big of a step, but I still got him 3rd in that room though, so that tell you a lot. But according to snaps and politics, he probably gonna be number 2.
Okay. So let's go ahead with
You ain't asking about the tight ends.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, go ahead.
What's up with you, Lamont? My thoughts on the tight ends is I think they traded the wrong tight end to traded away. I think I for sure would have if Hendershot and Schoonmaker are in the exact position in life, meaning they're both 2 second-round picks. I'm pretty sure neither one of them got traded, but there's no way you looked at Schoonmaker's film and then you looked at Peyton Hendershot's film and was like, damn, I think I should keep Schoonmaker. Then you send Peyton Hendershot to a team where he's probably going to get mentored because they do believe in mentoring young players in Kansas City. So I just feel like this Peyton Hendershot trade is going to come. I don't listen to. I'm not even thinking that he's. I don't even think that he's like this great tight end that's going to be in the future. I don't believe that, but I do believe that working with Kelsey and like he's going to get used over there this year. So I think that it's gonna look like the Peyton Hendershot trade is gonna look bad on the Dallas Cowboys in future to come, simply because I know they're going to use them because they do use tight ends over there. You know what I'm saying? And then our second tight end, bro, the only memory we had, we're like, bro, we drafted the dude because it's a blocking ability, bro. Like, or you don't knock it off. Like, that is not. If your greatest fame as a tight end coming in is you block well, bro, this may not be for you, because freaking Blake Jarwin came in held as a really, 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 really good blocker. But that ain't, man, he had to learn how to catch and get down that field for him to stay on that field. You know what I'm saying? So,
but after a few years though, it took Schultz a few years too though. So
yeah, but
I don't think making that grace.
No, I'm not giving him that grace, because the reason why I'm not giving him that grace is because your draft pick doesn't allow for you to have that grace. You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't have even drafted you in the first place, to be honest with you. So it's like the onus is even more on you, because think about this, bro. Like, real talk. If you listen to me, obviously the Cowboys want athletic tight ends. Obviously, right? Obviously, John Stevens. Who else made the team? Ferguson and the other boy. Bruh, Shoemaker is not even like the other tight ends that you have. Like, theoretically, Shoemaker couldn't even be your number one tight end, because he's not an inline down the street. He can at best, he can only be your second tight end. Because
I got something interesting to ask.
He's not getting down the field on no seam route.
Go ahead.
Think about this right here. Now, that day of the draft, while we was at the draft, we sat there and seen how everybody was mad that we drafted the tight end. But now when you look back at it, Hendershot is not even on his team.
Yeah, because we traded him so that your second round pick can get some reps. Because
I'm saying Hendershot wasn't doing that much either. Now he wasn't just having a hell of a count.
But think about this. But think about this, landlord. He doesn't have to, because he's an undrafted. Listen, your second round pick is the one that has to do something. He's the one that has to really do something. Look,
he wasn't standing too much further than him either. So yeah, you're right on that. But I'm just saying, like, it's kind of ironic now that he ain't even on the team no more. And we felt like we was comfortable at tight end at that point.
But doesn't it feel like this? This is my issue with Shoemaker. The only reason why I feel like he's on this team is because you had to take somebody else off this team. If the only way you can be on a team is if they cut somebody else, you really weren't supposed to be on this team, bro. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm just looking at upside. If I'm just looking at upside, identical players, bruh, freaking Hendershot has way more upside than Shoemaker. Think about this. At least Hendershot, you've seen him at least try to be the player you would like him to be. Shoemaker's never been an inline tight end. He's never been a guy to get there. Bro, he's from Michigan. He went to Michigan.
He played 1 year though, Wes. Come on now.
And he went to Michigan, bro. Like, I'm just saying, ain't no Michigan tight end. Like, think about all the tight ends that are in the league right now. Like, let's just be real. John Stevens should be better in a year than all of them. Real talk.
Wes, come on now. You kind of, to me, I ain't gonna lie, you kind of off brand with this, because usually you'll be the one talking me off the lead saying, "Get a man some time." This man is a rookie.
But listen to me. The reason why I don't want to give him time is because I'm giving someone else time that I can't give someone else. Like, you don't like. That's what I'm saying. I don't like it when the only reason why Hendershot is getting the only reason why Schoonmaker's getting extra opportunities is because of where he was drafted. Bro, if he's a 6th round pick, if he's in the exact same situation as Hendershot, bro, he probably does not make this team. The only reason Shoemaker made this team is because he's a 2nd round pick. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if you just look at this tight end room, all these tight ends look exactly alike, except for who? Your 2nd round pick.
We need a segue, because we'll be talking about tight ends for another 10 minutes. So let's get through these wide receivers next, kinfolk. And listen, were you? I'm gonna ask. This is gonna be a blanket statement. Were y'all actually surprised that they did carry 6 wide receivers and not 5 like last year?
No.
Right. Elaborate.
Because I love CeeDee Lamb, but bro, I ain't seen your ass in damn near since February. So I'm gonna keep one extra receiver just in case. I think I got a trip. You know what I'm saying? Like what the homeboy say? Hey man, I got that thing on me just in case somebody want a trip. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you do. You got to keep an X receiver because you know what I mean. You literally that. Why you look? Think about this. When you saw CeeDee Lamb yesterday and Jerry Jones speaking, they were talking like two guys who hadn't talked in a long time. They were like catching up. So it's like that's how long it's been since we've seen CeeDee Lamb. Now I expect CeeDee Lamb to be CeeDee Lamb, especially the type of money that he's making. But at the same time, you got to be realistic. You know what I'm saying? He had no contact, no contact even amongst his own peers. You know what I'm saying? So like it makes sense. It makes sense. I don't. It makes sense to me.
All right, what about you, Lan? I know I ain't supposed to be just blurred in, but and if you can't go, I'll go ahead and say I sort of felt that they were going to keep six just because of the way that your draft pick played. Now the Dallas Cowboys normally keep most of their draft picks any damn way. Ryan Flournoy was a 6th round pick. Like really, Justin Rogers not making it on the initial 53 man is abnormal for the Dallas Cowboys. They usually let all their draft picks make it. Jalen Brooks made the team last year. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's on brand that knowing that Ryan Flournoy was a draft pick that he made it in, but also like you pointed out, you haven't really seen CeeDee Lamb. He missed all the camp. All of what CeeDee Lamb has done really over these last however many weeks has been on the iPad. He said he's been on the iPad learning the new stuff. Right? He's been logged in, learning the new stuff, principles that they got on the iPad. No real physical work with the team. So I understand that completely. But I also think that Flournoy played well enough that he actually deserved that roster spot outside of that as well. Right. You had other guys that you probably could have put on here, like Cropper, who didn't have a great preseason, like Billy Bob Thornton, whatever the young man is. That's the other wide receiver. But
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob Thornton. I was damn near grown when I figured out that man was from Arkansas. But yeah, man. Like I think Dallas Cowboys did right. I think if you asked anybody, you were probably the best 6 wide receivers the Dallas Cowboys could put on the roster.
Yeah,
At least
at first I was thinking that you know, we was kind of real lacking that wide receiver, but shit, when I went to camp, they kind of won me over a little bit more. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah, I expected them to go deep at tight end. I mean, at wide receiver.
yeah,
Flournoy made it difficult.
he made it very difficult. That man was out
You
there
had to
beasting.
put him on the team. He probably the extra one. Like they just was like, he got to make the team.
Yeah, he played too well in preseason to think he would clear waivers. That man scored a touchdown on a cornerback that had NFL starts and all that other stuff. Like Jack Jones was a cornerback that I wanted the Dallas Cowboys to grab at one point. So to see him do that to him, I like what I saw from that young man. So listen, I don't even think there's even anything to really just linger on with wide receiver room. Most of these guys you knew were going to make the team. There's really no surprises on here. Turpin had to make the team because he was the kick returner and return specialist, and he was like third of your team in touchdowns, third or fourth of your team in touchdowns last year.
He has a contract too, so you'd be
Yeah, of
crazy.
course.
You'd have to eat some dead money. Even wouldn't be alive, but you'd have to eat some dead money to get rid of him too.
Right. Exactly. We know that CeeDee Lamb was a lock. Brandon Cooks, Tolbert, and they really like Jalen Brooks. Like Jalen Brooks has shown flashes, so I knew he was gonna make the team. So I don't think there's any surprises in the wide receiver room. Now, offensive line for day one will be Zach Martin, Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton, Terrence Steele, Cooper Beebe, Brock Hoffman, Austin Richards, Matt Walesko, TJ Bass, and Chuma Edoga with an asterisk because technically Chuma Edoga is going to make the 53-man roster just to get put on IR.
Yep.
So he had to make the initial 53-man roster so they can make their roster move because technically CeeDee Lamb is on the exempt list. They got to make a roster spot for him. So by moving Chuma Edoga over, you could then slide CeeDee Lamb to the active roster. So that's pretty much why it's put like this. So Chuma is going to be on IR and CeeDee Lamb will be back where he belongs on the initial 53-man. So that was everybody on the offense. So I'm gonna ask y'all real quick about your opinions about the offensive line room. Uh, I'll say something controversial. If we're just going off of preseason and what we seen, I would have kept Josh Ball over Matt Walesko. Because Matt Walesko got baptized, crucified, and terrorized over the course of the preseason. Josh Ball played a lot better than I expected him to. I'm gonna keep it a thou wow with you. Now he got back on the practice squad, so that's really a mute point. But I probably would have kept Josh Ball. I know y'all don't believe that Kenny Moore is saying that shit, but I probably would have kept Josh Ball in this instance on this team over Matt. What about y'all? What's your thoughts on the offensive line room?
I trust the Cowboys when it comes to offensive line, so I'm not. I can trust the Cowboys have earned my right to trust them blindly when it comes to offensive line. So, well, if the Cowboys know what they're doing, I feel like they know what they're doing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The Cowboys have earned my respect and my trust when it comes to the offensive line. So anything that has to do with the offensive line, I gotta kind of I gotta lean towards the Cowboys just because they've been on point.
Y'all people still in here?
I didn't know what happened.
Nah, I don't know. Wi-Fi started acting crazy, but I'm still here. I'm back.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Nah, I had a quick little Wi-Fi outage. I don't know why the hell that happened. But yeah, what were you saying though, Wiz? I probably missed it.
No, I was saying the Cowboys have earned they have earned the ability from me at least for me to when they do anything that's through offensive line, I just listen to it, blindly. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like you said, they've done very well getting offensive linemen in here.
Yeah, they have.
So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Like
The
most
only
of the
thing I was
listen to
about
me,
to
most
say
of the time.
was, I was just about to say the competition went between Josh Ball and Matt Walesko though. It was really between Josh Ball and TJ Bass. That's why TJ Bass was better. Matt Walesko was left tackle though. Him and Bass and Ball both guards. That's why you got Walesko and you had to pick between TJ Bass and Josh Ball.
Well, listen, I definitely would have kept TJ Bass over Josh Ball. So.
Exactly. So yeah, it makes sense.
Like I said, I am going to defer to the Cowboys on this one because they have done their number. They have done. They have not failed me when it came to offensive linemen. That we have had hiccups. Yes, we have had hiccups. But we had Connor McGovern out there for a little bit. But hey, I spoke against that too. But and some team paid him, and somebody paid that boy too. A lot of these players that we be
The
like
Buffalo
not liking.
Bills.
Yeah, they like freaking Connor Williams became with all pro, not all pro, but a Pro Bowler in Miami.
Oh, wait. That's Connor McGovern I was thinking about. That went to the Bills and got paid. Connor Williams did go to Miami and ball.
And then I think he got released again though, right?
I think he signed with a different team. Remember, I think he tore up his leg. And he had like an ACL or some shit.
And he's playing center. He wasn't even playing the same position.
I know. Yeah, I know. So yeah.
Hey, they want to talk. I think we already talked about Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's on the practice squad to give him opportunity to get ready. That lets me know that he is ready for football, but he's not ready for a game. So that's all that it is. Practice squad doesn't really mean anything. It only means something because he's a veteran player, and they just started being able to do that 2 years ago. So that's why whenever you see veteran players going to the practice squad, it's such a big deal because the NFL is just not used to it. It's like a girl. It's like a practice. Like it's like a girl dunking in the NBA. Like it could have been happening. They just don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. But
girls have been dunking in the NBA. They just in the WNBA. They just don't do it a lot.
Indeed. So we finally got through the list of offensive guys. We can chop it up about our defense. And let me just take a look. Micah Parsons defensive end slash linebacker, D Law, Marshawn Nealon. Damn, hold on. We sort of thin at edge, kinfolk. Like we only carried three of them.
That's why I don't understand why they cut Carl Lawson.
Well, four. They ain't got they didn't have Tyrus Wheat by the rest of them. So we do got four edges technically. We got Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Marshawn Nealon, and Tyrus Wheat. And I guess they didn't. And not really, because Chauncey Golson is moving back to edge too.
Is too.
All right, so
And
we do got five.
The Muhammad dude was playing ball, but they let him go for some reason. It looked like he made the team, and then they let him go.
Yeah, because he was on the exempt list. He gonna miss the first game for some kind of suspension. They might still bring him back after suspension is over.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense
He
because
was
well,
balling too.
you ain't got to pay him when he's suspended. So I would probably they would. I mean, but you also ain't gonna. You can also release him right now too because knowing that he's gonna be suspended week one, there's a very high chance that nobody's gonna pick him up. So you could literally just release him right now, and then like Cuzzo said, after because you know ain't anybody gonna pick him up because he's released. You know what I'm saying? So you could literally release him and basically just tell him to stay in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? And then after the game, you literally pick him up the phone and call him back.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
That's
And
what I'm
then
saying, man. The Cowboys be knowing all these ways to manipulate the system that there's never a reason we should get caught slipping.
oh yeah, then we got Corey Lawson on the practice squad. So Dallas Cowboys should be fine because he's somebody else that needed to be ramped up, and they gonna give him time. You know what I'm saying? So Dallas Cowboys actually probably are straight at edge because you got All Pro in Micah. You got a former All Pro in DeMarcus Lawrence. Marshawn Nealon been playing well, and landlord. I know you love that Chauncey Golson moved back to defensive end. You've been asking for that for a couple years.
Yeah, I told you they be just getting players and putting them where they want to put them at. That man played defensive end his whole career at Iowa, and then you come here and you want him to gain weight and then change the position. That ain't gonna work for everybody.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Just like Izzy, they made Izzy a safety. That man a corner. Where he been playing the best ball at?
Corner.
Corner.
Some iteration of corner, either slide or on the outside. I don't really want that man to play safety to keep it real with you.
They just figured he was big enough to play safety. So they like, we're gonna play you in safety. Like it don't work like that. Some people, he's just a big corner. That's all it is. That don't mean he just because of his body type he can play safety too. It don't be meaning that all the time.
You play what you play. All right, so let's run through these defensive tackles real quick. So we got Osa, we got Mozzie, we got Jordan Phillips, we got Linval Joseph. I swear to you, that's a better defensive tackle room than we had going into the offseason. That's a much better defensive tackle room than we had going into the offseason. Because Osa is going to do what Osa does, then he's being backed up by Phillips or vice versa, whichever way you want it. Mozzie Smith no longer has to play 60 snaps. He got a running mate in Linval Joseph. Mozzie might only have to give me 20 snaps now. Same thing with
He got to be more first round pick. He got to be more than 20 snaps.
If he's not ready, the man's coming off of shoulder surgery, so I don't really expect him to give me much, and that's why I'm happy the Dallas Cowboys. Because normally what the Dallas Cowboys do, kinfolk, they're like, hey, we drafted them, we're going to play them, we're just going to throw them out there, see what happens. Man, I ain't trying to get ran off the field this year, bro. I'm not trying to get ran off the field this year. So if they have any doubts or any misgivings about Mozzie Smith right now in year 2, when he ain't really played that much football, I'm glad they went and got the man another big brother. Cause honestly, I'm surprised that they let Hankins walk because the amount of money that he wanted was not really much different than what we offered. You know what I'm saying? Like they could have made that work with Hankins. So I'm glad they got a veteran defensive tackle in because Monty Smith still got to learn football, man. Like I don't think he's ready. And I'm glad they didn't just dig their feet in the ground and say we're standing on it. We spent a first round pick on him. He's going to play. If the man's not ready, he's not ready. And you might have to fire somebody for drafting Mozzie Smith and him not being ready for 3-4 years. You
You
might
might
have
have to
to
do what now? Hold on. Rewind. Do what?
you might have to fire somebody for drafting
Fire
Mozzie
who
Smith.
then? Who?
Nigga, I don't know. Somebody.
Exactly.
They gonna fire.
We don't.
They gonna fire the water boy. Say it's your fault.
They gonna fire. They gonna fire the chef that made the food. They not. They too nepotism to fire anybody. Ain't nobody gonna be held
You know
accountable
nobody
for that.
get fired, but I'm just throwing it out there. Hell, they might have to cut Mozzie if he don't pan out. Like Dallas Cowboys can't be afraid of moving on from people if they don't live up to expectations either. But we
Especially
need,
if they just wasting our time and taking up space.
and
Now,
that's the
like I
thing.
said, I'm gonna give Mizer the same grace I tried to give Schoonmaker.
I was
Like,
swearing
Yeah,
on
hey,
the
them is
I
two
know
bread.
he
different.
a
Them is
first
two different
round
positions.
pick.
Them is two
I
different
know he a
positions,
first
though.
round pick, but at the same time, we got to see what he can do in year 2. This is second
Yeah,
year.
but you got to remember this is a total two different positions. Mozzie Smith last year had a thing with his weight. You know what I'm saying? That had nothing to do with him, and nothing to do with him being disciplined or anything like that. He wasn't even the same player last year. So I mean, like I say, man, defensive tackle, man, you got to give him the year 3 because that's all. If you didn't know, unless you believe he's Aaron Donald, because the only defensive tackles that you know about in their second year are guys who are typically all pros by year 3. I don't think Mozzie Smith's going to be no all pro by next year. So if
I was
that's the
also
case,
gonna say you probably know 3 ticks more than you know 1 ticks anyway.
yeah, because the Cowboys ain't really like. To be honest with you, think about this: Mozzie Smith is a new thing for the Cowboys, bruh. And think about this: his defensive line coach has changed 3 times. Like you drafted him because think about this: he was originally supposed to be getting coached by Dan Quinn because that's what Dan Quinn does. Dan Quinn was a defensive line guru. That was his thing. You know what I'm saying? So that was supposed to be the reason. So you're hoping that this new staff that you have can even be that to bring that out of him. But the Cowboys, listen to me. I love Antoine Woods, but Antoine Woods was one of the bigger guys on our team at one time, and he's a small dude.
Yeah, he was undersized 1 tick.
And he's small. So the Cowboys, listen, just like Mozzie's learning, shit, we learning too, because we ain't had no real one tech. The biggest dude like remember we had and where is he? Where is him? Bohannon. Where is Bohannon?
He just got cut.
Where is Bohannon?
He just got cut recently, so I don't know where he landed.
Bring him back.
Oh, real quick, Thomas Howard sent a $2 cash app. He said, "Who will be the starting linebackers?" We'll get to that in just 2 seconds. Matter of fact, we'll tell you that 2 seconds, because these are the linebackers on your team right now: Eric Kendricks, DeMarvion Overshown, Maurice Luafau, and Damone Clark. Buddy Johnson also. Now, aren't you proud of me, landlord? I got the man's name right. Aren't you proud that I got Luafau's name right? Because I butchered it.
I am. Good job, man. Good job.
But you know your starting linebackers just by default. Eric Kendricks going to be the green dot guy. He's going to start. Right now, they got Overshown penciled in and Damone Clark. So I believe those will be your three starting linebackers.
We got to see what happened with Damone, bro. I just got to see it. I know he fast and athletic, but I don't know if he can play linebacker for real. We'll see.
Like Micah said, that's why you went to Wyoming or wherever where Micah say you went.
Who?
He said that. He said that
Damone Clark went to LSU
for a year.
He was there a little bit longer than a year.
Where'd he come from?
Damone. Let me see. If you finna pique my interest, I think he might have only played for LSU, Kinfolk, but let me look. Yeah, he only played for LSU. He played with LSU his entire collegiate career.
See, who was Micah? Then it wasn't Mike. Who was what linebacker that went to Wyoming that Mike was telling me about?
Oh shit, I don't know. I don't think we got a single linebacker from Wyoming. Matter of fact, I don't think there's too many NFL players. The only Wyoming guy I can think of is Josh Allen. That's the only good dude from Wyoming I can even think of.
It was Montana. It was one of them off-brand schools, man.
Off-brand school. Whoa, no. Why the whole state gotta be off-brand? Oh shit. Yeah, he spent his entire time at LSU. It might have been Kinfolk that ain't on the team no more.
He probably thinking about kneeling.
Nealon played at like
No, not
Western
Nealon.
Michigan. He played at Western Michigan. But those are probably going to be your 3. I like that Buddy Johnson made the team though, because he's from Oak Cliff. Like, he is a Dallas native, so I'm glad that he got on the roster. And he played real good in preseason, man. He played his ass off. Probably Cox, because Cox stayed at LSU for 1 year, and he was at
That's who it was. Cox. Jabril Cox.
Jabril, yeah.
Is he still in the league? Because he got cut recently too.
I have no idea.
Last year, some shit. But listen, folks got mad at me when I said that man couldn't tackle, and that's why he didn't play. And it's held true up to this point. I'm just saying.
Chi-Town, don't do me like that, bro. Hold on. I don't go off what everybody else say. I'm going off what I see, and I'm not valuing the preseason like that, bro. So miss me with that. I don't go off what nobody say. I watch film for myself.
Cowboy Nation, they'll use one play to say you the greatest, but then we'll use 10 plays to say you're not worth it. Crazy.
Thank you. North Dakota State is where that man was from. Where Trey Lance, we gotta stop drafting niggas from North Dakota State or let them on our team, man. I ain't seen not one North Dakota State dude pan out at this point, because Trey Lance ain't it. Carson Wentz ain't it. The boy that was the backup for the Chargers at this point.
They just not they're not starters. Like, they're not putting out starters. Like, Carson Wentz was like I've always said. I said he was going to be a career backup, and that's exactly what he is. All these other guys, like, bruh, like, it's a difference between putting out, starter quality talent and like being backups. Like, I think North Dakota, the talent that they put out and the talent they play against is warrant them to play against to be backups. I'm sorry. Like, you're not playing against no power conferences. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking those kids. I love the fact that not smaller schools, because they actually a bigger school. You know what I'm saying? And they're just they're a small school in a big, like in a little league. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're a big school in a little league, because North Dakota is actually a pretty big school. But at the same time, like, man, that talent pool down there is not as strong. So it's like there is a gap. So it's like we got to stop letting guys go to town on D2 dudes and then thinking that translate to the NFL. It may not even translate into the actual D1. Like, I'm curious to see how Trey Lance would have been as a D1 college quarterback. Like, could he have done that at LSU? Could he have done that and think about this, with today's transfer portal, we shouldn't have no more number 1 first round picks coming out of North Dakota State. Because if you're at North Dakota State and you're a first round pick, why your ass did not transfer somewhere else?
Yo, they also saying that our boy Hunter went to North Dakota State. So
yeah, he did, man. He did. He played with Trey, if I'm not mistaken.
I ain't no telling. I can't remember. But I will say this.
Trey Lance didn't even play. Listen, Trey Lance didn't even play a lot at North Dakota State, if you want to be honest.
Nah, he played like a season worth of games, I think.
Yeah, he played like 17 games. So he didn't even play a lot there.
So yeah, it's wild when you put it into perspective like that. But I'm gonna say, man, let's move on, because I'm running out of time, and this is some very good conversations. I want to try and wrap some of this up before I depart from my peoples, man. Let's move on, kinfolk, to these defensive. Let's cover the defensive back room as a whole, because we ain't got to talk about the specialists. We ain't got to talk about the specialists at all. So let's just cover the defensive back room as a whole. So your DBs, corners and safeties: Trayvon Diggs, Jordan Lewis, Seatbelt Kalen Carson, Andrew Booth, landlord, you called it. I tried to push you for Kamon Hall. They saw it the way you saw it, and they brought Hall back on the practice squad. Izzy, Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson, Marquise Bell, and Wanye. So, do y'all think the Dallas Cowboys made the right call in the way this defensive back room is constructed? I know you're missing the run Bland because he's on IR. Just throw that out there. But so these are going to be your cornerbacks going into the season.
I mean, I'm gonna say it like this. As a positive person that slips and does, because every now and then, what Eddie Murphy said, evil is good. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, evil is good. So, we probably we probably have a chance of keeping Deron Bland now that he's finally gotten something negative happened in his life. Because everything Deron Bland do has just been turned into gold. The boy shit in a stall, and literally we had 4 pounds of gold. You know what I'm saying? So for the first time, and then they tried to catch him up in a scandal, but he kept walking. He didn't even try to talk to the girl. So everything that the Cowboys have done to try to get this man to you know what I'm saying, for him to be less money when it's time to pay him has failed. And then God stepped in. You know what I'm saying? So, we might actually, Deron Bland might actually be a Dallas Cowboy, a couple years from now, because it's simply because of that injury. It's simply because of that one little injury, he might actually be a Dallas Cowboy. Because it was not looking good.
He would be out the door, man. Listen, me and Land were talking about trade this man. We knew that Dallas Cowboy wasn't going to spend $20 million on 2 corners.
I mean, I'm cool. I'm ready for the conversation, but the nation's not ready for that conversation.
They're not, but we gotta be realistic about the team that we have. When you have people that earn being paid, they don't really want to pay you like that, dog. Like, this man is an all-pro corner, NFL record holding corner, has the second most interceptions since like 2021. He just got drafted in 2022, to throw that out there. So, like, Deron Bland has earned every penny of that massive contract extension he will be eligible for next year. And I didn't really see a scenario where the Dallas Cowboys were going to pay that man what he's worth, especially with Jake Ferguson coming up, with Tyler Smith coming up as well. Like, there's a bunch of people.
Which have nothing to do with each other, though. Which have nothing to do with each other. Because the Cowboys have proven that contracts have nothing to do with each other. Because remember, we weren't supposed to be able to do anything, and because Dak Prescott was taking all the money. Well, we did everything, and Dak still ain't got signed. So you got to choose. You got to remember, you get to choose what you believe. Remember, you get to choose what you believe.
Speaking of which, did you see the Deshaun Watson contract? And they just cleared like $30 million off their stuff. Now the Browns got the most cap space in the league with almost $70 million.
And think about this. By doing that, they kind of restored trust in him, because now he knows that this won't be his only year in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? He knows that next year he'll be there too. So now he gets to settle down a little bit.
Exactly.
Because before that, he was basically on a 1-year deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think they had an out somewhere in there.
So they basically just moved some money around and was just like, yo, we believe it. It was a we believe in you moment. That's all it was. It didn't cost them much. All it did is made him feel good, like, they believe in me. And I'm gonna tell you this: when you're already good, sometimes the only thing that's holding you back from being that dude is that back in your mind, they don't believe in me. You know what I'm saying? They don't believe in me, or they do believe in me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's all it takes, is that little caveat. Because Deshaun Watson, man, listen to me. At some point, we're going to have to start talking about these Cleveland Browns, bro. Because that defense, I've been watching some TikToks. That defense, them defense think they better than us, bro, or as good as us.
Yeah.
Cleveland is making a big deal out of this game, bro. They are making a big deal out of this game. If you go look at the content that they're putting out, bro, every day at practice, the defense is coming out to kids lined up at practice, bro, just screaming.
The Browns got a real fan base.
They're trying to create one, and bro, you got the Cowboys.
They always do.
I know, but I'm just saying that week, bro. Listen, most like listen. I figure like this. We'll talk about Cowboys this week, but starting Sunday, I'm on them Cleveland Browns. I'm giving them a 2-week jump, bro, because they think that.
All right, got the show set.
I heard that because the Cleveland Browns defense is they're taking this game very serious, bro. And them cornerbacks in Cleveland, them dudes is nice.
Yeah, the Browns were one of the top defenses in the league last year.
They got a bunch of dudes that you don't know because of Myles Garrett. That's it. But everybody else on that team is good, bro. That defense, on the offense, I honestly think my offense is better. I actually think my offense is better than their offense, to be honest with you. But my offense doesn't play their offense. But I do believe my offense is better than their offense. I believe that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Denzel Ward is one of the premier corners in the league too. I think people know.
Yeah, but they got another young dude out there that's shutting shit down, bro. They got a little youngster out there that's shutting it down.
Talking about Greg Newsome.
Yes.
Yeah, they got good corners. Like they
And
got
then think about this. They got two real ass route runners, bruh.
three.
Route runners, bruh.
Because they also got
Like,
Elijah Moore, who's a former first round pick.
hey, didn't Sky Moore get cut?
I don't know. I didn't look. They cut Justin Ross. They cut Justin Ross, and they cut the dude who used to play for the Giants. I think Sky Moore is still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say
Oh,
if Sky
thank you.
Moore got cut, bruh, I'm all in.
Oh, Browns. Yeah, the Browns were the #1 defense last year.
Yeah. They had the #1 defense in the so they were the #1 defense in the league, not San Francisco.
That's what they're saying. I gotta fact check that self myself. We're gonna do the numbers. Like that what I'm doing tonight is doing the number breakdown. We're gonna know how good they were running the ball, how much they ran the ball, third down defense. We're gonna do all that tonight. So y'all tap in the liquor store. That's what the top is gonna be.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all
Be
this
at
right here.
6:15.
As always, we will always get on the stuff because you know that starts making sense. And I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. I'm actually tired of talking about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm ready to talk about somebody else. So I'm all for talking about the Cleveland Browns because I'm you know what I mean. Like there's only so much you can talk about the Cowboys, bro. Like I'm burnt out on the Cowboys. I'm ready to talk about the Browns.
Okay. So yeah, they did. So
That's gonna be a
apparently they
punch.
saying they did.
Huh?
It said apparently they saying they did. Yeah, it said Browns ranked #1. Saw on ESPN. Okay. So yeah, it's like they were the #1 defense. So we're gonna listen. We're gonna have to figure that out. Um, and listen, like I said, we'll talk about it in a little bit more depth. But I do have to depart from here, man. We've been on here an hour. It's time for me to go back to work.
Hey,
DMP Nation, let me read your super chat real quick. He said, "Not gonna lie, I feel like Jerry just spending motherfucking
hey,
money.
Henny.
Of course, they can stop the run. Why would I not feel they're not a one-dimensional defense? The Cleveland Browns do pretty much everything well. They're good against the pass. They're good against the run. They can sack the quarterback. They can stop the run. They got a Pro Bowl linebacker that's going to
Yeah,
get you
best
tackle for loss.
supposedly the best defensive player in football.
Yeah, he's one of them. If he's not, he's one of them for sure. They got probably one of the best cornerback rooms in the National Football League. They got good safety play. They're a complete team outside of their offense, and really their offense is good. It's just they're going to be playing without their primary rusher. But Jerome Ford is an explosive running back. You got to watch out for him. And Deshaun Watson has been up and down. Like Deshaun Watson was 5-1 as a starter last year, but he was awful. He was downright awful. So like I said, we'll go into the nuances of this a little bit later on. But Wes, landlord, let the folks know where they can find y'all, man.
Hey man, you guys already know anywhere on the internet, just type in West Coast Cowboy and I'll pop up.
All right, and landlord, you want to add where they can find you at, kinfolk, before we depart?
Already, man. Landlord from Alabama with the same handle on all social media. Y'all tap in for the win. Let's get it.
Indeed, this your boy Henny the Moore reporting live from the liquor store. Hey Wes, what you usually tell these folks on the way out, man?